Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Balaba Grivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Balaba Grivaradari Jaya Yasodhanandana Bhajajana Ranjana Yasodhanandana Bhajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Balaba Grivaradari Jaya Gopi Gopi Jana Balaba Grivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Yasodhanandana Bhajajana Ranjana Yasodhanandana Bhajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitago Haribo, 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 Nitago Haribo, Nitago. Nitaigo Haribo, 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 Nitago Haribo, Nitago Haribo. Jayam Vishnipa Paramahansa Parivraja Kacharya Sutta Sutta Srimad. His Divine Grace Bhakti-yoga Swami Isvara Prabhu Pada ki. Jayam Vishnupa Paramahansa Parivraja Kacharya Sutta Sutta Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhu Pada ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki. ISKCON Founder Isvara Prabhu Pada ki. Namacharya Isvara Haridas Thakur ki. Sri Krishna Balaram ki. Shri Radha Syamasundar ki jai, Shri Nitai Kurachanda ki jai, Nitai Gopimanandi. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory is to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Guru Gauranga Jai Shri Prabhupada. Agena Chimendasha Ganangana Salakaya Chakshusumilitan Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtan Stapita Yena Bhutale Sayarupa Kadamanya Dadati Swapadantikam Pandeham Sri Guru Sita Padakamala Sri Guru Vaishnavascha Sri Rupam Sakajata Sahagana Raghunata Vidata Sajivan Sadhuitan Sabhadutan Parajanan Saitan Sri Krishna Chaitanya. E Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kantu Radha Kanta Namostate Tata Kanchana Gourange Radha Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripi Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah Vasudeva Satan Devam Kansa Chandra Madana Devaki Paramananda Krishna Bhante Jagaguru Namamu Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Visesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Siddhisatarine Namo Mahabhadanjaya Krishna Pima Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gurudasya Nama Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanjakapatrubhyas Chakribhyas Sindhubhyas Paritana Pavanabhyyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namah Ananda Lila Maya Vigraya Imabada Vilta Visundaraya Tasma Maha Premrasa Padaya Chaitanya Chanabhinama Namaste. So I thank everyone for being here this evening for the Bhagavad-Gita class. So, this is Hindi. Haribo, this is Hindi.
English.
Okay. All right, Hindi. So everyone is welcome, and also those who are watching from Vrindavan TV. So you can all relish the discussion on the Bhagavad-Gita is being spoken by Lord Sri Krishna himself. So Lord Krishna is giving the enlightenment to Arjuna about the process of yoga. Though this chapter is this Dhyana Yoga. So which means yoga of Dhyan means to meditate, meditation. In this case, meditation on the Supreme Lord. So the process of meditation is being described in this chapter. So this chapter specifically describes different types of yoga, different type of yoga system. Which, of course, when we say yoga system means what is taking us to the Lord. What is linking us up with the Lord. Yoga means to link up. Not the so-called interpretation of yoga nowadays, whereby people think that yoga means some physical exercise. Physical exercise, that is not yoga. Because that makes you absorb in your body. It makes you think that you are this body, and your body is meant to enjoy. That is materialistic yoga. But it's real yoga is what makes you detach from this material world, detach from the world, and attach to the Lord. Link up, yoga, to link together. That is yoga. Link is a linking process. Where we become link up with the Supreme. So this has been described here from the first verse. I think there are 55. How many texts here in this chapter? Just about. What is that? So this chapter has got 47 verses from the Anashrita Kamafalam Kayam Kamam Karotiya Sasannyasa Yogicha Na Niragnana Chakriya, and then end with Yogina Apisabation Magatina Taratmanam Sadabam Bhajate Yomam Same Yuktatamomat. That's the last verse of this chapter. Whereby Krishna said that of all yogis, yoginam api, of all yogis, the one who is always thinking of me, constantly thinking of me, that is the best yoga, the best yogi. So that is what we have to become. So Srila Prabhupada, he had given us the Bhagavad-Gita, translated and give commentary, so that we can become real yogis. A real yogi is the one who is in love of God, who has developed love for Krishna. That's a real yogi, who has developed love for the Supreme. That's yogi we have to become. So we are on text number 2. I think it's on the book text. So we can all chant together. Text number 2. Yam sannyāsam iti prāhuḥ.
Yam sannyāsam iti prāhuḥ.
Yogam tam viddhi pāṇḍava.
Yogam tam viddhi pāṇḍava.
Nai asannyasta-saṅkalpo.
Asannyasta-saṅkalpo.
Yogī bhavati kaścana.
Yogī bhavati kaścana.
Yam sannyāsam iti prāhuḥ.
Yam sannyāsam iti prāhuḥ.
Yogam tam viddhi pāṇḍava.
Yogam tam viddhi pāṇḍava.
Nai asannyasta-saṅkalpo.
Asannyasta-saṅkalpo.
Yogī bhavati kaścana.
Yogī bhavati kaścana.
Yam sannyāsam iti prāhuḥ.
Yam sannyāsam iti prāhuḥ.
Yogam tam viddhi pāṇḍava.
Yogam tam viddhi pāṇḍava.
Nai asannyasta-saṅkalpo.
Asannyasta-saṅkalpo.
Yogī bhavati kaścana.
Yogī bhavati kaścana. Yam sannyāsamiti prāhur.
Yam sannyāsamiti prāhur.
Yogam tam viddhi Pāṇḍava.
Yogam tam viddhi Pāṇḍava.
Nahi asannyasta-saṅkalpo.
Nahi asannyasta-saṅkalpo.
Yogī bhavati kaścana.
Yogī bhavati kaścana.
Yam sannyāsamiti prāhur.
Yam sannyāsamiti prāhur.
Yogam tam viddhi Pāṇḍava.
Yogam tam viddhi Pāṇḍava.
Nahi asannyasta-saṅkalpo.
Nahi asannyasta-saṅkalpo.
Yogī bhakti kaścana.
Yogī bhavati kaścana.
Yam sannyāsamiti prāhur.
Yam sannyāsamiti prāhur.
Yogam tam viddhi Pāṇḍava.
Yogam tam viddhi Pāṇḍava.
Nahi asannyasta-saṅkalpo.
Nahi asannyasta-saṅkalpo.
Yogī bhavati kaścana.
Yogī bhavati kaścana.
Ladies,
Yam sannyāsamiti prāhur. Yogam tam viddhi Pāṇḍava. Nahi asannyasta-saṅkalpo.
Yogī bhavati kaścana. Yam what? Sannyāsam, renunciation. Iti, thus, prāhuḥ, they say, yogam, linking with the Supreme, tam, that, viddhi, you must know, Pāṇḍava, O son of Pāṇḍu, na, never, he, certainly, asannyasta, without giving up, saṅkalpa, desire for self-satisfaction, yogī, a mystic transcendentalist, bhavati, becomes kaścana, anyone. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki. What is called renunciation, you should know to be the same as yoga, or linking oneself with the Supreme. O son of Pāṇḍu, for one can never become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Real sannyas yoga or bhakti means that one should know its constitutional position as the living entity and act accordingly. The living entity has no separate independent identity. We are in chapter 6, text 2, if some of you have Bhagavad-Gita. He is the marginal energy of the Supreme. When he is entrapped by material energy, he is conditioned. And when he is Krishna conscious or aware of the spiritual energy, then he is in his real and natural state of life. Therefore, when one is in complete knowledge, one ceases all material sense gratification or renounces all kinds of sense gratificatory activities. This is practiced by the yogis who restrain the senses from material attachment. But a person in Krishna consciousness has no opportunity to engage his senses in anything which is not for the purpose of Krishna or which is not for the pleasure of Krishna. Therefore, a Krishna conscious person is simultaneously a sannyasi and a yogi. The purpose of knowledge and of restraining the senses as prescribed in the Gyan and Yoga processes is automatically served in Krishna consciousness. If one is unable to give up the activities of his selfish nature, then Gyan and Yoga are of no avail. The real aim is for a living entity to give up all selfish satisfaction and to be prepared to satisfy the Supreme. A Krishna conscious person has no desire for any kind of sense enjoyment. He is always engaged for the enjoyment of the Supreme. One who has no information of the Supreme must therefore be engaged in self-satisfaction. Because no one can stand on the platform of inactivity. All purposes are perfectly served by the practice of Krishna consciousness. So the platform of Krishna consciousness, that is the real platform of yoga. There are all kinds of spiritualists. Different spiritualists are there. Some practice sannyas in terms of renouncing the all material activities. And some simply practice what we call karma yoga. So karma means activities, because after all, the living entities have to be always perform activities. One cannot really be inactive in any sense of the way. So of course the sannyas, they try to detach themselves from all kind of activities. They try to detach themselves from all kind of activities because to them engagement in activities means one become entangled in the materialistic affairs. Becoming entangled in materialistic affairs means that one also have kind of the desire to enjoy one's fruit of actions. Because you perform materialistic affairs, then some results also be there. So therefore, the sannyas will not engage in any activities. No activity whatsoever. But a karma yogi is the one that engages in all activities. But such activity is called niskam. Niskam karma yoga. Niskam means is desireless activities, no desire. Which means there's no desire to enjoy the fruit of activities. So that is desireless. Niskam karma yoga. Which means not just ordinary activities, because the yoga is there, and that yoga, it has only one purpose. The purpose means to please the Supreme Lord. All the activities are performed for the satisfaction of the Lord. So because the person is again all activities, and because that activity has its niskam, no desire, no personal desire for such activities, which means no desire for fruit is not there. It's only meant for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. So therefore it's called yoga. When Isvara Prabhu, when he's describing bhakti, he said, Anya bilasita sunya jnana kamadi anavritam anu kuyena Krishna nu silana bhakti uttama. So this is how the bhakti is described. Which means anya ambilasita, which means any other things. Aya means other things. No desire for any other things. Which means no desire for any other engagement. Anya ambilasita. Sunya means nothing. This being free for all desire. Not even for gyan or karma, anything like that. Or you'll be missed or desire to become very, very powerful. Sometimes when we want to practice yoga, which is the part of mysticism, sometimes one becomes very, very powerful. Just like nowadays, all the time you find many, many yogis who are very, very powerful, who can display so many, many mystic powers. But their desire is to be great. Their desire is to be known to be a great person. Because when one practice mysticism and one become very powerful, one attain so many mystic powers, like anima, lagima, kamavasahita, different yogis. Anima means one becomes smaller than the smallest. Lagima means one becomes bigger than the big. Kamavasahita means one can attain anything that one wants in this material, which means you can be here in Vrindavan, and yet you can get something that is a sought in there just like that, which means by your desire you can get anything you want in this material world. It's just like, we have some yogi who will say, okay, I can produce gold or just like this, and people become very captivated by such activities, But our Acharya said, no, one must have no such desires. Aya abilasita sunyam. Sunyam means nothing. Zero desire. Aya abilasita sunyam. Gyan karma anadi. Karma adi, which means beginning from karma or beginning from anything. Adi anavitam. But what is this term? It means anukuyena Krishna no silana bhakti, which means one desire only is to please Krishna. Krishna no sila. What pleases Krishna only? So that is a real yogi. A real yogi that's the way it is described. So this text is saying that yam sannyāsam, which means there are two persons, a sannyasi and a yogi. So a sannyasi and a yogi decide to be the same thing. Because for one who is not engaged in any activities, that's a sannyas, who is not engaged in any activities, he has given up engagement. And then someone who's engaged in all activities, but it desires no fruit of activities. Does not desire the fruits of activities. So which means both are the same. One does not want to engage in any activities, and one is engaged in activities but does not want any result of the activities. Does not want the fruit of actions. It's simply offering the fruit of all the actions to Krishna, to the Supreme Lord. So in this case, the Bhagavad-Gita says, Krishna says here that, he said they are the same person. Tam viddhi said that you should know that these two persons, they are the same thing. What is called renunciation, you should know to be the same as yoga, or linking oneself with the Supreme. So in this case, when we say yoga means, we're talking of Kama Yoga, and Kama Yoga means Niskam Kama Yoga. Because the yoga there's no yoga if activity is not meant to please the Lord. Just like here at the temple here, in Krishna Balaram Mandir, devotees are engaged in all kinds of activities. Devotees are engaged in all kinds of activities. It can be for whatever. It can be sweeping the floor of the temple, cooking, many things. It can even be management, all activity that one is doing. But in all such activity, one is not desiring the fruit. It's not that someone said, okay, I am doing this so that I can get paid, because I want to get paid. So therefore, I have to perform this activity. If I don't get paid, then I will not do it. Then that is not yoga process, that's just employment. When you do something and then you desire something for it, then that is no more yoga, that's no more bhakti. Because bhakti has only one definition. The fruit of bhakti is to please Krishna. That's the fruit of bhakti. There's no other means. There's no other meaning to it. That's why he said that in the spiritual realm, there are only three things in the spiritual realm. Those three things are Bhagavan, Bhakti, and Bhakta. So Bhagavan, Bhakti, and Bhakta, those three things are in the spiritual realm. So whenever there's Bhagavan, whenever there's Bhakti is there, and then there's bhakta. So bhakta render bhakti to Bhagavan. So those three things belong only to the spiritual realm, do not belong to the material world. So normally the material world is really, really difficult to find these things in the material world, to find those who really want to render service to God, to the Lord. Because after all, we're in this material world because we desire for our own sense gratification. That's why we're in the material world. Otherwise, the living entity will not stay in the material world. The living entities will not be here, if not for the purpose of sense gratification. The purpose of to be the master of what one can survey in the material. That is the material world. The sense gratification. We want to be the master. We want to enjoy everything in the material world. In a sense, we want to compete with the Supreme Lord. So that's why we are here. So bhakti is that process whereby all the service is done for the pleasure of Krishna. That is bhakti. And that's why Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna that only those who are happy, especially just like one verse we are reading last time, that the bhakti, the yoga is a process whereby there is happiness inside, there is happiness within, there is illumination within, because it's no more, one's no longer dealing with the external situation. Now, when the Lord was describing to Uddhava, Lord Krishna was teaching Uddhava. He was giving Uddhava some instructions about self-realization. So Lord Krishna is telling Uddhava that, this is from 11th canto Bhagavatam, Akintanasya dantasya santasya samachetasaha maya santusta manasa sabasuka maya deshaha. So Lord Krishna is saying, one who does not desire anything of this world and who is peaceful, self-controlled, always equal to everyone, and self-satisfied, finds only happiness wherever he goes. So you can see, devotees are really truly the happy person in the material world. So which means if we find ourselves, let's say we are in the service, and at the same time we are not happy, we are feeling distress, then something must be wrong. Something must be wrong there. Something must be lacking there if we find ourselves that, okay, we try to render bhakti, we try to engage in devotional service, but we have find so many dissatisfaction among ourselves. We are being restless, so many things. Then something is wrong, we are not doing the right thing. And that has to deal with desire, personal desire. But for one who is selfless, who is desireless, his only desire is to please Krishna, then such a person is always satisfied, is always happy. Now, there is the Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur. He was saying that a devotee who is always meditating upon Lord Krishna experiences transcendental sound, touch, form, flavor, and aroma by means of transcendental senses. This is due to the causeless mercy of Lord Krishna, upon whom one's mind and senses are completely engaged. The mind and senses are completely engaged. Such a person finds only happiness wherever he goes. When a very wealthy man travels all over the world, wherever he may stay, he will enjoy the same luxurious standard of comfort. Similarly, one who is advanced in Krishna consciousness constantly experiences transcendental happiness because Lord Krishna is all-pervading. The word kaścana indicates the so-called enjoyable things of this world. One who is a kaścana has correctly understood that material sense gratification is simply the glare of illusion, and therefore such a person is dantasya or self-control, santasya peaceful, and maya santushta manasa all completely satisfied with his transcendental experience of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there is one verse, one composition of Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur. He had composed some verse in the glorification of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he said, Kaivaya narakayati tridasa purakasa puspayate dudain tindriya kala sapa patai putkala dansyayati vishwam puna sukayate vidhi mahendranas cha kitayate ya karunya kataksha vaibhava batam tam goram vibhastuna. So he's saying, for those who have attained the merciful sidelong glance of Lord Chaitanya, impersonal liberation becomes as palatable as going to hell. The heavenly cities of the demigods become as enticing as flowers imagined to be floating in the sky. The poisonous fangs of the untamable black snakes of the senses are broken. The whole world becomes full of joy, and Brahma, Indra, and all the other great demigods become as insignificant as tiny insects. Let us glorify that golden complexion, Lord Chaitanya. So I hope you understand this text, this verse. One who has attained the merciful glance of the Lord, which means for one, by whom the Lord has showered his grace. So which means everything by this material will become meaningless, but because the person see the world differently, which means the person do not desire impersonal liberation, which is that Brahma Kaivaya means the impersonal liberation. Because normally when one attains impersonal liberation, then one become happy basically, one become joyful. But that joyful, as described, the joyful of impersonal liberation, it's compared to the hoof print of a calf. You have, when it rains, the calf, sometimes when they walk, the water that is collected, and then they make in the mud, some water is collected when the calf, the small calf, some water is collected, so that water is collected in the hoof print of the calf. So the happiness of impersonal liberation is compared to that water that is collected by the hoof print of the calf. Whereas the bhakti sukha, the happiness of devotees, it's compared to the ocean. So you can just imagine it's compared to the ocean. And that's why normally the devotees, because the happiness which they relish is compared to the ocean, actually the material body cannot even contain it. And that's why normally devotees, they are actually in possession of spiritual body, because they are no longer in their material form. Because material body cannot really contain the spiritual happiness, the happiness that comes from a Krishna consciousness. So therefore, the spiritual body is required. So that's Kaivaya. So which means the to the devotees, the impersonal liberation, it becomes just as palatable as going to hell. Not talk of trying to go to the heaven. Heavenly, the so-called heavenly attainment, it's just like what's that? Like a imagination of flower in the sky, a will of the wisp. That's the way this proper describe it. The imagination. So and of course, it said the whole world becomes full of joy, and Brahma, Indra, and all other great demigods, they no longer hold any value for somebody who has attained bhakti. No longer hold any value. So this is what the Lord is saying here, that the renouncing all affairs in this material world, or the performance of Karma Yoga, the Lord said that it's the same thing. Why? Because there is no desire for the self-fulfillment. No desire for personal gratification is there. Whereas the Lord said here, what is that? Na asannyasta-saṅkalpo yogī bhavati, which means we said that asannyasta-saṅkalpo na bhavati. Was that no? So the Lord said, anyone, naya asannyasta-saṅkalpo yogī bhavati kaścana, that anyone who simply want personal desires in their performance of activities, then they cannot be said to be a yogi. One cannot be said to be a yogi. So a person, which means one can never become a yogi as long as one has personal desire. As long as one has personal desires, when one is pursuing spiritual activities, then you can never become a yogi. You can never become self-realized. So when Mahaprabhu was teaching, Santa Goswami, he said, Krishna Bhakta, Niskam, Ataiva Santo, Bhukti Mukti Siddhikame Sakalya Santa. So the Lord is saying that devotees of Krishna, they are always very peaceful, they are always self-satisfied, very happy. Why? Because Niskam, no desire. They have no desire. Which means there's no person. Devotee have desire for Krishna. Devotee want to make Krishna happy. Just like the gopis of Vrindavan, they want to make Krishna happy only. They want the happiness of Krishna. When Krishna, in the middle of the night, he was playing his flute. He was playing his flute in the forest, middle of the night. And as he was playing his flute, so all the gopis, wherever they may be in their houses, and whatever activity they are performing in their houses, they simply abandon everything and they run to the forest to meet Krishna in the forest. So they run to the forest to meet with Krishna. And then when they were in front of Krishna, then Krishna told them that, my dear ladies, you all are very, very respectable women. You are very, very respectable women, and you always, all of you are following the path of Dharma. So how come if I come here in the middle of the night to come and meet me? So you're very, very respectable. So therefore, don't spoil your reputation. So therefore, all of you should go back. Go back to your household. So Krishna telling the group, all of you should go back to your household. It's not good that you come here to the forest to be with another man. Go back to your household. So the gopis replying that, oh Krishna, first of all they said, look, to hell with our household. What is this so-called household? To to hell with it. But at the same time, we know that you want happiness, and we want to give you happiness. We are here not because of ourselves. We are here not because of our own happiness. We are here to give you happiness only. That's why we are here, not because of our own happiness. So the gopis, they were not going to the forest to meet Krishna because they desire their own happiness. No. They want to see the happiness of Krishna. They said that's why we are here. And we know very well that you want us to be here. So therefore, whatever you are saying, it's like, you simply, it's like you don't know what you're talking about, because we know that, yes, you want us to be here. You want us to be here. We know that. So therefore, we are here to fulfill your desires. So the gopis, they were telling Krishna, and a very, very beautiful conversation took place between Krishna and the gopis when they're in the forest. So a very nice conversation was there, and then there was the Ras Leela, and then there was a time Krishna disappeared from the gopis, and then the gopis, they were singing the songs of separation from Krishna, Very, very beautiful songs, full of enlightenment. So they were singing, and all these songs of separation which they were singing, because Krishna disappeared in the forest, because they did not see Krishna, so they were singing. But this song was simply, talking about the fact that now, Krishna, you are not with us. You are not with us, and we know this is causing you distress, the fact that you are not with us. This must be causing you distress. At the same time, you are walking in the forest of Vrindavan. You are walking in the forest. And you are going barefooted in the forest. Barefooted, because in Vrindavan, Krishna does not wear shoe in Vrindavan. He does, even though he's the son of the king, he doesn't wear shoe in Vrindavan. There's another story to that. Why Krishna does not wear shoe in Vrindavan. So the gopis, they are saying, our dear Krishna, you are walking in the forest of Vrindavan barefooted, and in this forest there are so many thorns and stones, sharp stones, and this is causing us so much grief, so much pain, because your shoe, your foot sole is so soft. Your foot sole is so soft that sometimes when we place your foot sole on our breast and we feel that our breast is hard and must be causing you some pain, because your Krishna's foot sole is very, very soft. So this must be we feel that when we place this sole on our breast, this is causing you some pain. Now the same foot is now walking on the ground in the forest of Vrindavan. So this is causing us so much pain, causing a lot of pain. The fact that you are walking barefoot in the forest of Vrindavan. Yate sujatam bruhastaneshu. What is that? Yate sujatam bruhastaneshu. This is what the gopis are saying. This is causing us so much pain. The fact that you are walking barefoot in the forest. So, because of this, so Krishna had no choice. Immediately appeared before the gopis. Say, oh, my dear gopis, your service to me, I cannot even repay you. He said, oh, I cannot repay you. So therefore I become eternally indebted to you, because I cannot repay your service. They are paying, your service to me, I cannot repay it. Even though in Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna said that that anyone who renders service unto me, I give them the corresponding reward. Which means I pay you back the way you render service to me. And whatever service you render to me, you will get the corresponding, result back. But to the gopi, Krishna said, I cannot pay you. Because your service is so much to me, I cannot pay. Because the gopi, they are any service, they don't want anything. They simply see themselves as Krishna's maid servant. So therefore the gopi, they say, our satisfaction is to simply see you be happy. That's our satisfaction. We simply want to be your maid servant. So therefore therefore they say that in Vrindavanam, that Krishna is always in Vrindavan. Eternal Vrindavan, Vrindavan, is always there. He never take a step outside Vrindavan, because this is where devotees render loving service unto him, unadulterated loving service unto him. So therefore, and the loving service, so therefore Krishna is always there where there's loving service being rendered unto him. So Krishna is always in Vrindavan. He never leaves Vrindavan, he's always there. So therefore, the service in Vrindavan is very, very rare. It's most rarely attained, the service of Vrindavan. So now this verse again, which we are reading, yam sannyāsam iti prāhur yogī yogaṁ viddhi pāṇḍava nai asannyasta-saṅkalpo yogī bhavati kaścana. So Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna that what is called renunciation, you should not to be the same as yoga or linking oneself with the Supreme. O son of Pāṇḍu, for one can never become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. So this desire, this is what you will find throughout Bhagavad-Gita. Renouncing the desire for sense gratification. You will find this throughout Bhagavad-Gita. Every chapter you find this. Next come to renounce. Renouncing the fruit of one's actions. That's the basis of developing love for God. That's the basis. So thank you very much for listening. So if there's any question, you can please go ahead. Is there any point or any question? Everybody's always shy to ask questions here. Were you able to hear me? Okay. So thank you for listening. So you please come every day. There's Bhagavad-Gita class every day in the evening. If you're here in the morning, attend Bhagavatam class. Okay. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Go Pimanande. Hare